Hi kids, we're back at the Red Bank Public Library on this beautiful summer day. We're here for a little RAD Lab Story Time and we're gonna have a good one today. I'm gonna read you a book called Aydah Twist, Scientist, and we'll talk about having a scientific mind. That's a mind that asks a lot of questions like, why does this happen? How did that do that? Who, what, where, when, why, how? You know all those questions. That's what you ask, and that's what you try to figure out when we're talking about science. So the first thing I want to do is show you one of my fun things that I have at the library, and today I'm showing you my magnet. I don't even know what to call this. This is a really powerful magnet. These little stars and moons are just made out of metal. But it's fun to play with at my desk because you can stack them up and try to get them as high as you can. Let me show you what else this magnet will attract. How about this metal chain? It does the same thing. I can now pull this up and mix this with all this fun stuff. The other thing I have here is a bunch of paper clips. I'm gonna put them on my RAD Lab sign and see if they'll jump up onto this magnet. Nice. Good job, Mr. Magnet. Got them all. Magnets are really fun to play with. My daughter has a great magnet collection. Think about it for something fun to do. All right, here's our book for today. Aydah Twist, Scientist by Andrea Beatty. I'm gonna get my glasses on. And you might have read one of her other books, Iggy Peck, Architect, or Rosie Revere, Engineer. These are really good books. So Aydah Twist, Scientist goes a little like this. Aydah Marie said not a word until the day she turned 3. She bounced in her crib and looked all around, observing the world, but not making a sound. She learned how to climb and made her big break with a trail of chaos left in her wake. That means a big mess. She ran through the day, chasing each sound and sight, and didn't slow down until she conked out at night. Her parents were frazzled but tried not to freak as Aydah grew bigger and still did not speak. Clearly, young Aydah, with lots in her head, would have something to say when it ought to be said. That's just what happened when Aydah turned 3. She tore through the house on a fact-finding spree and climbed up the clock just as high as she could, and her parents yelled, "Stop!" as all good parents would. Aydah's chin quivered, but she didn't cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked, "Why? Why does it tick and why does it talk? Why don't we call it a granddaughter clock? Why are there pointy things stuck to a rose? And why are there hairs up inside of your nose?" She started with why, and then what, how, and when. And by bedtime, she came back to why once again. She drifted to sleep as her dazed parents smiled at the curious thoughts of their curious child, who wanted to know what the world was about. They kissed her and whispered, "You'll figure it out." Her parents kept up with their high-flying kid, whose questions and chaos both grew as she did. These are all the questions she asks. Why? What? How? When? Why? What does it do? What is it for? Will it be the same? What if? Why? Will it? Will it? Will it? How does it do it? How does it do it? etc., etc. Always asking questions. Are you a kid like that? I know kids like that. Even Miss Greer found her hands were quite full when young Aydah's chaos wreaked havoc at school. But this much was clear about Miss Aydah Twist. She had all of the traits of a great scientist. Aydah was busy that first day of spring testing the sounds that make mockingbirds sing when a horrible stench whacked her right in the nose, a pungent aroma that curled up her toes. She's talking about something that stinks. Zowie, said Aydah, which got her to thinking, what is the source of that terrible stinking? How does a nose know there's something to smell? And does it still stink if there's no nose to tell? She rattled off questions and tapped on her chin. She started at the start where she ought to begin. A mystery, a riddle, a puzzle, a quest. This was the moment that Aydah loved best. Aydah did research to learn all she could of smelling and smells, both the stinky and good. One hypothesis Aydah thought could be true. The terrible stink came from Dad's cabbage stew. A hypothesis is an educated guess. She tested and tested, but soon Aydah knew it was time to come up with hypothesis 2. She checked the stew, and that wasn't the smell. So what will her next guess be? Then zowie, the stink struck again, just like that. Hypothesis 2, it's caused by the cat. The cat couldn't make such a stink on its own. It needed perfume and some fancy cologne. So young Aydah tested, and the test was a flop. She started again, look, but her parents yelled, stop! Aydah Marie, to the thinking chair now, by the time we count 3. Enough, said her mother. That's it, said her dad. Her parents were frustrated, frazzled, and mad. Why? Aydah questioned, and her mother said, no. What? Aydah queried, and her father said, go. You've ruined our supper. You made the cat stink. Enough with your questions. Now sit there and think. She looked at her parents, and her heart turned to goo. Poor Aydah Twist didn't know what to do. She sat all alone by herself in the hall, and Aydah once more could say nothing at all. And so Aydah sat, and she sat, and she sat, and she thought about science and stew and the cat and how her experiments made such a big mess. Does it have to be so? Is that part of success? Are messes a problem? And while she was thinking, what was the source of that terrible stinking? Aydah Marie did what scientists do. She asked a small question, and then she asked 2. And each of those led her to 3 questions more, and some of those questions resulted in 4. As Aydah got thinking, she really dug in. She scribbled her questions and tapped on her chin. She started at why, and then what, how, and when, and at the end of the hall, she reached why once again. At the end of the hall. You see that she's writing on the wall? She's thinking about that stink. There's the cat and the cabbage, and still question marks. Well, her parents calmed down and they came back to talk. They looked at the hallway and just had to gawk. That means their face was like, they can't believe what she did. They looked, oh, no patch of bare paint could be seen on the wall. The thinking chair now was the great thinking hall. They watched their young daughter and sighed as they did. What would they do with this curious kid who wanted to know what the world was about? They smiled and they whispered, "We'll figure it out." And that's what they did, because that's what you do when your kid has a passion and heart that is true. They remade their world, and now they're all in the act of helping young Aydah sort fiction from fact. She asked lots of questions. How could she resist? It's all in the heart of a young scientist. See how her mom and dad made her space to do her work and her thinking and experimenting? So now she has shelves in her room for all of her things. She's got a wheel of paper to do her sketches and drawings and ideas. And even her mom and dad and brother are reading books about science. She got everybody in on the act. Well, and as for that smell, what can Aydah Twist do but learn all she can with her friends in grade 2? Will they discover the stink that curls toes? Well, that is the question. And someday, who knows? Now she's got a team helping her figure it out. And we don't know. But I think if she keeps trying, she will figure it out. This is a really good book. Do you know any kids like Aydah Twist, scientists, who are always curious and asking questions? Why? That's excellent. That's how you learn new things. Find the answer to why. Well, we're gonna do an experiment. So let me get ready and see what I come up with. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, ready for a cool science experiment? This is made with things that you have in your kitchen. Baking soda, white vinegar, and food coloring. That's it. I have 2 empty glass containers. I'm gonna pour some baking soda in here. A good little amount. That might be too much. We'll find out. Okay. Then I'm gonna add some food coloring. Let's do blue in this one. 1, 2. And how about yellow in this one? 1, 2. And now, we're just gonna add some vinegar and see what happens. On your mark, I have paper towels in case this gets crazy. Whoa. Do you see how that bubbles? Very cool. Let's find out what made that happen. So that was pretty fun. And when you do something like that, don't you just start asking those same questions that Aydah Twist, scientist, was asking? Like, what just happened? How did that happen? And in this case, here's what's left of our experiment. The baking soda is made of sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Those are chemicals. And when the vinegar touches it, then the oxygen and the carbon separate and form a gas called carbon dioxide, and that's what makes the bubbles. And it was pretty exciting. I think you could try that experiment at home, in your kitchen too. All you need is the baking soda, the vinegar, and if you want to make it colorful, you can use food coloring, but you don't need that. You don't need that. And if you are a kid who likes to do experiments and likes to ask questions, maybe you would like some books like this. Kitchen Science Lab for kids, the Outdoor Science Lab for kids. This is a cool one that answers that question, why? It's how things work. And the library has so many books, not just storybooks and picture books and graphic novels. We have nonfiction books where you can learn about subjects that you're interested in, like animals or space or magic, and books that tell you how to do things, like arts and crafts and coding and science projects. So that's the great thing about the library. There's so many things for so many different people. And so I'm really glad that you joined me today. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next time for RAD Lab Story Time. Bye, friends.